It's week 14 of the NFL. And we'll get a look here at Ben Sinnott. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys under the lights on Sunday night.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hello again. Play one, and Prescott to the air. Throw left side, pulled in by Mingo. Down the left sideline. He may go. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jonathan Mingo, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have a perfect game.
Getting home that time to Marvian Overshown.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC. Now, the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wildcard teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added a 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Paul again. A beautiful fake. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 50 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
Shaq tops it on the tackle that time. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Seibert able to knock this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Cowboys offense and CD Lamb ready to take over once more. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. You talk about this Washington defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. Look at the big man rumble. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Now Prescott. This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Let's go now.
Brown goes in motion left.
Ready.
Here's Daniels. Man open left side is Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. To the air goes Daniels. Got a man. It's Brown. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the... There he goes, right side. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Well, Charles, not a...
Ready. Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Well, these two teams did meet in our nation's capital earlier this season, with Washington picking up the win at Commanders Field. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. Play action. Now it's Daniels. Open man down the field. It's a tight end Senate. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Ready, break.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second and 11. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Daniels looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's not just the offensive linemen and the guys charged with protecting him that take it personally. When the franchise quarterback gets dropped on the ground, it runs through the whole organization from the owner all the way down.
It's like every single time he goes down, everyone holds their breath.
Not only do they hold their breath, but they feel the hit as well. They're just trying to think of ways for it not to happen again.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number, and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
This will be caught by Brown. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Let's go. Ready, ready.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Ready. Viking 18. Hut, hut.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Panther 11. Panther 11. Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal.
Get it. Get it.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Throwing now is Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Breece Hall, as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they'd only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, and when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
And able to get this out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll also wind up being the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down at 7.
Ready. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
To throw is Daniels. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
And now an audible here into something else.
19 tight, 19 tight. Rig alert, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And this will be caught at the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. Big yardage that time for Washington. And even 40 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Mustang 19.
Off the play fake, Daniels. Escaping the pressure right. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Commanders are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they were terrific in the 1st half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Here we go.
In motion goes the tight end. Prescott now. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I would describe the way that he's played today as mature. He's already moved on mentally from that incompletion, and he's more than ready to throw his next pass downfield.
Yeah, here we go.
Prescott to throw it. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Here we go.
27-yard line.
Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards. To the air again, Prescott. Open man is Mingo, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take.
Throwing, Prescott. And this will be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, here we go. Wait, 26.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th.
Yeah! Here we go. 26.
Here's Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Now Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession. And to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
1st down, here's White. And down to the 41.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Now Daniels. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the...
Man in motion left, Mingo. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
at the 22-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. To throw is Prescott. And they try to set up the screen, but that almost disaster as it falls incomplete. Very nearly a turnover, but it's fourth down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Pulled in at the 24. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. This is 1st and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Get it?
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28.
That's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
They'll look to throw. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Warriors, 70. Here we go. Set. Let go.
Back to throw. That's caught left side by Sinnott. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Now that is the 2-minute drill, and it's very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Ready, go, street.
He'll look to throw. There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? What does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Now Prescott, able to hit his target, Lamb. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Here we go. 26. 26.
Here's Prescott. Flush to his right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This from long, very long range. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He did have one blocked earlier. This time it's for the win. And that will line up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
We'll play only the 1 overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down.
Come on. Hey.
Now a first throw here in overtime. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early to have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Here's Daniels. Oh, and it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it. And the Cowboys are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Boy, CD, they went with the aggressive play call, taking a shot downfield here on the first drive of overtime. Unfortunately for them, it backfires with the interception.
Yes, that aggressiveness sometimes comes with a price tag, doesn't it? You take the big shot downfield, trying to end the game right here, but they were ready for it, made the play, and now they have their opportunity to come down and kick a field goal and get this one over with.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they did. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Washington looking for another timeout, and they get it. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for a very important punt here in overtime. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is throwing at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Track of 60. Ready.
To the air goes Daniels. This is Robinson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
And that's going to get him another first down up past the 40. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They go play action. Daniels. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Drop 50, drop 50. Here we go, start. Ready.
Daniels looking to throw. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now they'll change things around before the snap. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Still first down.
So everything rests now on the right foot of Austin Seibert. This to win it in overtime. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
Buffalo 18. Red. 79 Broncos. Go.
Throwing now is Daniels. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And play will be stopped here with 10 seconds remaining in overtime as they've called a timeout. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And they will be all smiles in Georgetown tonight as Washington has won it. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously